Hey guys! Welcome to number 4 in my animated Python course. Yes, it's 4. I started counting from 0, which you'll see why very soon. In the last lesson, we covered variables, which are useful when you'll be making games, AI, and other programs where you need to handle data. For the most part, variables are instrumental in a situation where you do not know what the variable will be. For example, let's say you made a video game with the character's remaining lives as the variable lives left. Since you cannot be sure what the variable is ahead of time, it's useful to have it stored and program it to change only when needed. Let's compare these two methods, variable versus raw integer. The player starts the level off with a total of 3 lives. Then, due to his complete lack of skill, he falls in a hole. With the variable, it's easy. Just take away 1 from lives left. Now the variable stores and remembers the number of lives for later use. For the raw number, it's also simple, 3 minus 1. Now, the player resets with 2 lives. Since he still sucks at this game, he falls into the pit again. Okay, just take away 1 from lives left. Now, with the raw number, it's not that easy. The computer has no idea how many lives he's got now, because machines are dumb. They won't remember unless you make them. The computer unknowingly still does 3 minus 1 because it can't remember the lives left are now 2, and the player still has 2 lives. This isn't right. It's what's known as a bug if you haven't heard the term already. Now see why variables are better? Well, today we'll be working on manipulating lists as variables. Let's cut to the chase. First of all, make a variable myList. I'd set it to a list of 1, 2, and 3. As strings. This way you can easily see what order they are in the list. You'll find this helpful when trying to handle a big bunch of data, like your friends on social media or all the Pokemon in Pokédex order. Let me show you how to do something called indexing. If you ever want to get one item from the list, you type the label of the variable the list is stored in, followed by a pair of square brackets. Make sure these are directly after it with no spaces. Inside the brackets, type its index, which is a fancy way of saying its position in the list. So I want to get the first item in the list, which is the string 1. I type myList 1. But wait, what? It gives me 2? That's not the first thing in the list. Well, there's an explanation. If you've ever programmed in another language, except R, you know what I mean. The majority of programming languages start counting their indexes from 0, which is why myList 1 gives you the second item, and is why this is really the 4th lesson, even though it's labeled number 3. Let's try again. Being as informed as we are now, let's type myList 0. Should work, right? Right. We get back 1 as expected. On to another neat list trick. These are the built-in functions append and pop. The append method adds an item to a list. To use it, you take the label of the list box, again, then put a .append at the end. Then add brackets. Inside those brackets, type the item you want to add. Like, you can type myList.append 4. Run it. Hold on a second, nothing happened. Wait, let's see what myList looks like. Just quickly call the label myList to get its contents. Awesome! Looks like Python added 4 as the last thing in the list. It worked! This is permanently saved on the variable. Unless you want to change it, of course. Enter pop. Pop is like the opposite of append. It works the same way. Just type myList.pop. No need for anything in the brackets. Oh wait, looks like we actually got something in return, unlike append. First, I'll quickly check what myList looks like. Looks like the last item, 4, got removed. You know, the pop function is like popping a literal bubble. You pop the bubble at the end of the list, which makes a satisfying pop sound. But in Python's case, it's just what that item was. I mean, imagine that. bubble. Well, guess what? That signifies the end of our Python lesson. Seems like you got the hang of this, so why don't you stretch your skills in the Conda quiz I put in the description? If you want to tune in every time I make a lesson, hit subscribe and your phone will dance every time there's a new video. I mean, it should anyways. Until next time, stay away from snakes!